Good evening and welcome back. Tonight we're starting off not starting off the season. We're starting off season 6, round 3. That's it. Season 6, round 3 of the Solo Crisis League. I am kind of worried about this one. So for season 6, we're playing two-handed, which is already something a little bit foreign to me, something I'm still trying to get used to. I always play as just the regular standard Solo Crisis rules. I don't usually play two-handed, as if there were two players essentially. So that already is a hurdle for me, personally. But additionally, the stipulation of this particular season, on top of that, is that we are leaving the stack ongoing ability of the starting villain in play for the remainder of the game. Now, that stack ongoing ability for the outsider, you cannot destroy starter cards. So those 7 punches and those 3 weaknesses are going to stay in each of these decks. Not too great. Not too great. That's going to really hurt us sometimes. Well, most of the game. What am I saying? Sometimes. Most of the game, that's going to be bad for us. So we're going to try and get through it, but Forever Evil plus Crisis 3 is easily one of the hardest versions of this game. The hardest one, at least from the data I have, is base game plus Crisis 3, but Forever Evil plus Crisis 3 can be very difficult. So we're going to try and get through that without destroying starters. Now, our first player character is Crisis Bizarro. Each time you attack a player, that player draws a card. So what that means is we're actually going to actively look for attack cards to give Bizarro in the hopes of using it against the other player. And that player, we're going to try to fill with defense cards so that they can defend against those attacks and then draw a card on top of that. So that will help them get a consistent extra card every couple turns or so. Now, that is each time also. That's not just the first time. So if we attack 3 times and they have 3 defense cards, wonderful. Perfect. That's exactly what we want to happen. What character do we want to do that with, though? I am making a choice tonight that not everyone would make, and I'll explain why. So the choices are King Shark and Wonder Woman. King Shark reads, at the start of each of your turns, if you have 3 or fewer victory points, gain 1 victory point, and then at any time I can pay 3 victory points to generate 1 power. Now that's fantastic. It's one of my favorite abilities across the game, honestly. How many times are you just 1 power short from beating the supervillain? Well, the almost useless currency of victory points becomes that 1 power that you need when you're playing as King Shark. Additionally, if there's something in the lineup that you want and you're 1 power short, bam, there it is. If you are in a situation, let's say, where you have a bunch of weaknesses or a bunch of vulnerabilities and a few punches, but you have power, you can spend that because we're not destroying those vulnerabilities and punches. We can go ahead and generate that power that vulnerability is leaving out of our hand. That's how I want to use King Shark. Spoiler alert, I'm using King Shark. Now, Wonder Woman. For each villain you buy or gain during your turn, draw an extra card at the end of your turn. That's a fantastic ability. Now, why does that pair so well with Crisis Bizarro, you ask? Well, defeating villains, obviously, name of the game, you gotta do that, right? But you can draw extra cards when you do that. And doing so increases the odds you have a defense in your hand, so that when he attacks, you draw more cards. So Wonder Woman and Crisis Bizarro's ability kind of stack on each other to get a giant hand for Wonder Woman almost every turn. That's the hope. That's the dream. That's what that combo should do. But I'm not doing that. And why am I not doing that? It's a question of honor, actually. Way back in Season 2 of the Solo Crisis League, I played a game as King Shark. It was, what I mentioned earlier, was the hardest combo. It was Crisis 3 plus the original base set. And what happened is I lost badly. Really, really badly. It's one of the worst games I ever played. Why did I lose so badly? I misread a Crisis card, and I completely botched it, causing me to lose just miserably, way too early when I had plenty of time left in the game. I am here today to try and redeem King Shark. This whole time, I keep stats on all the characters, all the cards, everything for every single game that's played in my Excel sheet for the Solo Crisis League. And King Shark has suffered immensely for my terrible mistake, and he doesn't deserve that. It's one of my favorite characters in the game, one of my favorite villains in the DC universe. He doesn't deserve that treatment. That was my fault, not King Shark. So today, we are redeeming King Shark, even though Wonder Woman is a very strong combination with Crisis Bizarro, in a game I'm already worried about. The question of honor. So that is what we are doing today. So, we start with the World Is Ours in play. When you buy or gain a villain in the lineup, gain a weakness. Great. Fantastic. At least we can destroy weaknesses, right? So that's not going to be a problem. We can't destroy those starters, but those weaknesses are totally available for us to destroy. And then the outsider stack ongoing ability is, of course, we can't destroy starters. Now, that's going to stay in place. So I'll just move him to the lineup when the time comes. Let's get that first lineup ready, though. Sniper Rifle. That's an attack card. Gonna want that. Insanity, a defense card. Gonna want that. That's already a great combination. Amanda Waller, a way to destroy cards. Very good at those weaknesses coming at us. And also a hero we can give to This World Is Ours. Pandora's Box. Honestly, a pretty useless card. We'll get it if we need it for a crisis, but we probably won't be using it. And Cosmic Staff. One of my favorite defenses across the spectrum, I guess, of the DC deck building game. It's not as good as, say, what's the other one? I think it's Lightning Bolt or something. I don't remember. It's the other Stargirl, and it might just be Stargirl. But there's another Stargirl defense that's even better. So yeah, that's how we're going to do this thing. We've got an attack card we want for Bizarro. We've got a couple defense cards we want for King Shark, and we're going to make it happen. Let's see what we got. Crisis Bizarro's first hand is 1, 2, 3 power. Now, we can't afford the Sniper Rifle of our dreams. Instead, we'll get a kick so that we can afford it maybe on a turn or two, right? That's the dream. All right, so it's the beginning of King Shark's turn, so we gain a victory point just for not having enough, not having 3 victory points. All right, we'll start with our 1, 2, 3 power. Have to add a card for the turn, forgot that. Steve Trevor. Steve Trevor is a card that we can use to give the This World Is Ours. 3 power, we'll do that. We'll get Steve Trevor for that exact purpose, and we'll get Insanity. Insanity is a defense card. Not a great defense card. Well, actually, this is the first card normally I play it in solo, so I'm actually going to reread it real quick for what it means in multiplayer. If this is the first card you play this turn, each player passes a card in his hand to the hand of the player on his left. You may discard this card to avoid an attack. Okay, that's actually really helpful, because that's going to allow us to kind of have any character buy a card, but let Insanity be used to kind of switch which character has that card. That's going to be more useful than I actually previously imagined. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to use that to get Amanda Waller, a hero we can give to This World Is Ours, the destruction card that we can't really use. Oh, wait, we have to gain a weakness for buying that hero, and I believe, yes, we bought a hero over there, so that's a weakness there as well. So we'll use Amanda Waller to destroy weaknesses and hopefully get rid of this quickly. We need to get rid of 4 heroes. We have 2 right now. All right, so Bizarro is getting ready. We just did the second turn for Bizarro, so we need to do the second turn for King Shark, which he's going to gain another victory point. And get a card out here. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4 power. We're going to get Secret Society Communicator, because that is a way for destruction, which we need because of the weaknesses we're going to gain. We're going to have enough trouble as it is, considering the non-destroyed starter cards. We don't need weaknesses clogging up the deck also. So we're going to try as best we can to focus on destroying those. All right, Bizarro, what do you got? What's your new card in the lineup? It's Constructs of Fear. That is another attack card. 1, 2, 3, 4 power. I guess we'll use that to get rid of Johnny Quick. And we want Pandora's Box. I worry about Pandora's Box. It does effectively add cards to the lineup very quickly. But when we're in a situation where we might need heroes and stuff, you know what? I'm going to get it. I might not ever play it. It might weaken my hand, but we're going to try. King Shark's turn. He's going to gain a victory point. He's got 3, so now he can actually spend that if we're, say, 1 short. All right, 1, 2. You may destroy a card in your hand. Perfect. So that's 2. That's all we're going to get, 2. We're going to spend those 3 power. So we have 3 power in order to buy Catwoman. Now, Catwoman is an attack, which means you would want to give it to Crisis Bizarro. But from what I have in mind, we're going to give it straight to This World Is Ours as soon as we're able. So it's not really a huge loss. Let's go ahead, get that out there. Bizarro, what you got? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Definitely going to get Sniper Rifle because it's an attack card. Can't wait for that to start working. Maybe I could. Maybe I would want some defense cards. That sounds kind of nice, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4 power. Oh, we have to get a victory point for the start of our turn. With our 4 power, we're going to buy a kick. We're going to leave Giganta out there. We just don't need her right now. I mean, we're not anywhere near the heroes we need. And I could really use the extra power. So those kicks are going to be way more useful, I think, right now than getting rid of a villain. Alright, Bizarro, do you have to shuffle? You do. He does. So, there's a good chance we're going to have an attack in this hand. I'm almost certain of it. So let's see how that shakes out. With King Shark. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. No attack card. Okay, you may destroy a card in your hand. We're going to destroy this weakness. And then we only get 1 power from that. So that's all we're going to get. I didn't put a card out for the turn, did I? Frankenstein. Good to see him nice and early. Very good to see him nice and early. Alright, King Shark, you're going to go ahead and gain a victory point and then a new card. Emperor Penguin. We're going to give Steve Trevor to This World Is Ours. That's what we're going to do. I actually didn't think about this. When you contribute, do you get anything else? I wasn't sure. I normally play solo, so I can't remember if anything special happens if you do it when you're playing multiplayer. During your turn, you may contribute any number of cards in your hand towards a crisis, as long as each one meets the proper criteria. You may contribute cards to a crisis even while villains are in the lineup. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, nothing special there. I have this destruction card, but nothing I can use it on. So, if this is the first card you play this turn, you may pass a card in your hand to the hand of the player on your left. We're doing it. And I'm going to give Bizarro my vulnerabilities, I think. It might be a dumb idea, but we're going to find out. Each player passes a card. Okay, so this is going to pass one also. He's going to pass a punch over. Okay, let's see if that ends up being worth it. 1, 2, 3, 4 power. I guess with that, we'll get a kick, and we'll say goodbye to Emperor Penguin. Okay, got to get some power here. Alright, first off, new card comes out. Then it's Sniper Rifle. Each foe reveals their hand. Choose 1 card revealed that way to be discarded. Oh, we get to choose. We're going to discard this weakness. Now, since each time you attack a player, that player draws a card. Fantastic. Basically broke even on that, but in the future, you can see how that can really help. So 2, 3, 4 power. We're going to use that 4 power to get this hero. Gaining ourselves another weakness, I know. But we'll see how it goes. New card comes out, and a new victory point for King Shark. 2, 3, 4, and 5 power. We're going to get Cosmic Staff. Like I said, I want that defense power, so now we got it. New card comes out. There we go. So how are we doing on heroes? We need 4 contributed. What's in our discard pile here? 1, 2. There's 1 out there. So we're at 3. I think there's Catwoman's probably in this hand. There it is. So we have what we need. So we're not going to play Pandora. I was thinking if we were maybe short on heroes, I'd play Pandora to try and make that up. But we're not, so I'm not going to play Pandora. We'll just go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 power. And we're going to use that to say goodbye to Giganta. Bye-bye, Giganta. All right, King Shark, what do you got for me? Here we go. We're going to contribute Catwoman. That's no way around that. Definitely doing that. And then we've got 1, 2, 3 power. I could get the 4 by spending this, but I think I'll just stick with the 3, buying Expert Marksman to destroy some weaknesses. Okay, new card comes out. Invulnerable. Here, do I want to give up Amanda Waller? Yeah, I do. There's Amanda Waller. So that's 3 cards contributed. I don't think I put a... Oh, yeah, we put Invulnerable out. There we go. 1 power is all we're going to get this turn. And we're going to move on. New card comes out. Shuffling up King Shark here. Like I said, we only need 1 more hero contributed. We have no more villains to worry about. So we could beat this as long as... Oh, you're supposed to gain weaknesses when you beat villains, not heroes. I've been gaining inappropriate weaknesses. So, you know, we've beat a few villains, though. So I'm just going to call it even. It's kind of... I think we actually beat more heroes than villains. So if anything, I actually weakened myself. This certainly didn't help me. So we'll stick with what we have for now, but man, don't want to make that mistake again. All right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. We're going to get Frankenstein. Actually, each time a foe draws 1 or more cards. I think I'm going to leave Frankenstein and buy Boomerang. Now, Boomerang would be better served for Bizarro when I think about it just a little bit more. So I have 7 power, but all the 7 power cards I kind of want for Bizarro. You know what, Frankenstein, because we're going to get free VP for King Shark anyway, we might as well use Frankenstein's ability with him. That's what we're going to do with our 7 power. That makes sense. New card comes out. Ooh, Man-Bat. Ooh, Man-Bat. Here is Element Woman destroying these 4 cards. Will end This World Is Ours. So, Crisis 1 is down. Went relatively smoothly. So let's keep this going. 1, 2, and 3 power. I'll go ahead and buy Giant Growth for that. So the reason I was initially saving Frankenstein for Bizarro is that a lot of attack cards are villains, and Frankenstein can get villains from the destroyed pile. So I figured using that to give Bizarro more attack cards would be helpful. The issue becomes that King Shark has a much cleaner way of generating victory points, which we use to use Frankenstein, which we spend to use Frankenstein on the destroyed pile. So that's why I decided against it. New card comes out. Did we put a new card out already? No. We're going to start with Insanity. Each player puts a card from his hand, passes a card from his hand to the player on the left. To the hand of the player on their left. So, oh, you know what? We'll just take the vulnerability back and kind of break even so that Bizarro. We might end up doing that a few times. Just wanted to give it a chance to maybe do the other way around, but then happen. So we could destroy something in our discard pile. It's got to be a non-superpower. Nothing I want to destroy there, though, so I guess we won't be playing that. We end up with just 2 power, which is not impressive. I could, you know what, we're going to spend 3 victory points to get Man-Bat Serum. That'll give me the 3 power, buying Man-Bat Serum. That's a good one because King Shark's going to be spending a lot of victory points, so that's going to allow us to keep Man-Bat Serum going. All right, first off, Sniper Rifle. Each foe reveals their hand. Choose 1 card that they revealed this way to be discarded. We're going to discard this weakness, and because of Bizarro's ability, King Shark draws a card. Thank you. So 2, 3, 4, 5 powers, all we got there. We're going to use that 5 power, and we're going to say, let's go ahead and get Transmutation. We might be able to use that to get some, you know what, maybe we should get that for King, no. King Shark has his own generation of victory points. We don't want to mess with that too much. Okay, we can destroy a card. We'll destroy this weakness. And then it's 2, 3 power. We're going to get cat-like reflexes. You know what? No. Yes, we're going to get cat-like reflexes. Sorry. Invulnerable is nice, but if we can't destroy starters, it doesn't really do much, does it? Because when you use it, it's only +1 power, and if you defend with it, you can destroy a starter card. So really, it's like another starter card. Not great. It is a defense card we can easily destroy when that crisis comes up, but until then, it's kind of dangerous. Oh, we forgot to gain a victory point this turn for King Shark. And Bizarro, he's going to need a new hand. What are we doing? New card comes out. Central City. Good to see 2 locations already. I've had terrible games where a city destroyed, one of the crisis cards, really wrecked my main deck just by not having cities yet, having locations yet when they came up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4 power. We won't be spending the rest of this. We'll use that. You know, I'm going to get invulnerable so we have some kind of defense for Bizarro. That's what I'm going to do. It's not a defense I want for King Shark, but we need something to stop villain attacks, right? All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 power. We'll use that. We'll get rid of Grid, and we'll gain Black Gate Prison. All right, oh, we get a victory point also for the turn. Come on, I want to see these things start really going at it. Let's see. We'll start with Sniper Rifle. Each foe reveals his hand. Choose 1 card reveal that way to discard. We will discard... what's in this destroyed pile? There's no weaknesses or anything. Probably going to discard Expert Marksman then. And then because of his ability, we get to draw a card. Essentially the same turn. This time. So 2, 3, 4, I can destroy a card in my hand. Or discard a pile and gain 1 victory point. Okay, we'll get a victory point for it, but we did destroy a weakness. So we ended up with only 4 power. I don't think there's anything out there. We could get Cold Gun. I guess we can get Cold Gun. Might need it. It might matter, because I haven't really thought about it, what it means in multiplayer yet. So let's find out. Oh, we were attacked. When you're attacked, you may reveal this card from your hand to draw a card. We'll go ahead and do that. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 power. Okay, now we're talking. We're going to use that 6 power, and we're going to get... do we want Power Girl or Central City? We're going to go with Central City. It's going to be a little bit more consistent than Power Girl. That's 2 locations for King Shark. That's a good start for building him up. Oh, and then we get our 3rd victory point, of course. All right, Crisis Bizarro. What you got? Not a good turn here. 3 powers, all we're looking at. Gotta have a card come out for the turn. We'll go ahead and buy Steel. just because it's a destruction card, and we don't want those weaknesses. I think we actually got rid of all of them. It's more about defending against future weaknesses at this point. Okay. I need to get some more attack cards for Bizarro. That's what I really need to do. New card for the turn. Let's try Insanity. If this is the first card you play this turn, I can pass a card to the hand of the player on the left. So let's go ahead. We're going to give him Punch, and we're going to take Giant Strength. We have that Central City card, so that Giant Strength is going to be more valuable to King Shark than it is to Crisis Bizarro. At least that's what I'm thinking. Alright, so 3 power of Man-Bat Serum. 4, 5, 6, plus 4 is 10, and I can get a card from the destroyed pile. Let's go ahead and grab Element Woman for 1 VP. We had 11 power. That's enough to say goodbye to Black Mask and beat the Outsider. He's going to stay in play, though. His ongoing ability is not going anywhere. So, that is where we are with that. So, do we have a defense card for Crisis Bizarro? I mean, it's in there, but not in this hand. Let's see what King Shark gets. See if he gets to that defense card, because we have a new Crisis coming, and we have to see what's going to happen, don't we? So far, so good. I've had a lot of Crisis 3 games start off worse than this. Especially multiplayer ones. So we do have a defense card in Insanity. So King Shark should be okay. We'll see what happens to Crisis Bizarro, though. Our new Crisis is Releasing the Prisoners. Put the top card of the main deck into the lineup. We'll do that. When a villain enters the lineup, as it just did, from the main deck, put a random villain from the destroyed pile into the lineup. Okay, we're going to shuffle the destroyed pile here. Put a random villain out there. Let's add this one. That's Johnny Quick. That's good to see. Nice and cheap one. Contribute 4 cards with cost 4. All right. 4 cards of cost 4. I can't think of any 4s off the top of my head that we have right now, but they're in there. And then our new villain is Sea King. Each player reveals and discards cards from the top of his deck until they discard a starter. If your deck runs out this way, stop and gain 3 weaknesses. Well, we should be okay. A starter probably isn't very far away for either of these players. Actually pretty far away, it seems. From the top of your deck until they have discarded a starter. So we discarded a starter. So Bizarro's fine. And then I think we're going to use Insanity over here. And that defense reads, you may discard this card to avoid an attack. If you do, you may put a card from your hand or discard pile into the attacker's hand. Well, there is no attacker but the game, so we're just going to defend ourselves. You know what? No. We will discard cards until we discard a starter. That's what we'll do. We'll take the attack. That's not so bad. Okay. So we have to have a new card come out for the turn. Ooh. We have to add another villain to from the destroyed pile because of releasing the prisoners. There we go. That is a bunch of villains right now. We have no cards that cost 4 right this second. Let's see how this goes. Here's Transmutation, but I have nothing I can destroy. Nothing. I guess I could destroy something to my discard pile. If I do, destroy a card in your hand or discard pile and gain 1 VP. You may gain a card from the lineup of equal or lesser value. So I could destroy this and get one of those villains out of there. Let's just do that. We'll destroy that, get a VP, and we'll get rid of Johnny Quick, for example. Okay, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll use that to get ourselves. We'll get rid of Man-Bat at his cost 3 there. Okay. There's that. Here we go. New card comes out. It's not a villain, so we're good for that. We'll start with Insanity. I can put a card from my hand into the and switch a card to this hand. So basically, we can switch cards between hands. I'm going to put a Vulnerability over here and take a punch. Get ourselves a bonus card this turn, essentially. 1, 2, 3, 4 power. We're going to use that power to... Let's get another Man-Bat Serum, right? We do have to get a victory point for the turn also. Oh, you know what? We could get the 5 power then by spending that. No, we're good. We're good. Okay. Here we go. For Bizarro now. New card comes out. That's a villain, so that's adding a random villain from the destroyed pile. Let's shuffle that destroyed pile again. These villains are coming out heavy now. Hopefully we get rid of releasing the prisoners very quickly. I have to keep an eye out for 4-cost cards. I don't know that I actually have any or I've seen any yet. No, Catwoman's not a villain. Neither is Pandora's Box. Emperor Penguin is, though. Alright, what do you got for me, Bizarro? 2, 3, and 4 power is not incredible. Not what I was looking for. Well, we'll at least get rid of these 2 villains and keep going. New card comes out. There we go. New defense card. Perfect. 3 power for Man-Bat Serum. 4, 5, 6, and 7. That's good to see. 7 we'll use, and we're going to say goodbye. You know, I think I'm going to get Power Girl and Commissioner Gordon. I was thinking say goodbye to Joker's daughter, but by getting Commissioner Gordon, we got another defense card. By getting Power Girl, we got a 3 power card. So that is nothing to be upset about. Shuffling this up and get a new card out here. Element Woman. Perfect. I think that's our 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, Crisis Bizarro. What do you have? Nothing great here. Man, really bad, actually. 1, 2 power. Ay. Okay. Don't know what to do about Bizarro right now. Really need to get him some attack cards, but they're just not... I'm not generating enough power with him to make that happen. Because the attack cards are pretty expensive. We'll put out Blackgate Prison. Once during each of your turns, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a vulnerability or weakness, destroy it and gain a victory point. Alright, it is not, but I know it's there now.